My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
All right, today is May 11th, 2026. It is 2:02 a.m. I hope you guys, all the mothers, the Sussex Squad who are mothers, happy Mother's Day. Late Mother's Day, by the way. I didn't record for like maybe 3 or 4 days. I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. And I was sort of off the internet. I don't know if I posted anything on my community board, but I was completely out of it. I didn't feel like doing it. So I have a list. It's old. These are things I was supposed to record a couple days ago, but never did. And I've added to it. I went through Twitter a few minutes ago, add some more to it. So I might be on and off, old topics, new topics. I don't know what they are, but there are some new ones that I posted because someone sent it to me and I've added on the list. Okay, so let's get started. I see Newsweek. This is old. I'm not sure if I record or I'm aware. This I just added to the list. Let's see. All right, I don't know. I think I did record this topic before. It may not be this exact tweet, but I may have recorded this topic before. So let's go over it really quickly. It's about Newsweek. Okay, a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex told Newsweek, quote, "The unnamed sources once again doing a lot of very heavy lifting in this report. If they had any faith or evidence to back up what they allege, I don't understand why they won't go on the record with such claims. Still, I suppose it makes writing a lot easier for Mr. Wickford when you don't have an editor standing over you asking you to evidence it or stand it up. What this Newsweek article fails to mention is that Wickfield has taken a substantial pay cut after being pushed out as editor at US Weekly, and now he's going to Substack to try and make a living using Harry and Meghan." I think I touched this topic before. Let me just go over it really quickly. Meghan Markle aide takes aim at old media ally over money claims. That was on May 7th. So I think around that time I probably did record something. I don't remember. Despicable Wickford seems deeply unhappy and broke, so he's out here making shit up to grift. Get the F out of here, loser with BS. They have no shame. Yeah, these people have no shame. I don't know. I really don't know how these people could straight face still be out there and people's face lying. Every Sussex attack seems to have one aim: to make them crawl back to the royal family and grovel at their feet. Quote, "They have no friend," debunked. "Hollywood hates them," debunked. "They are broke" is the latest fever dream to drive them back, and haters are clinging to it like drowning rats. Or did I record it but never edit it? I'm gonna go to the next tweet. Alright, same topic again. Okay, so this is the squad making reference to it. "Whoever the Sussexes spokesperson is, I'm loving their I don't give a F energy. I hope they never stop dragging the losers who call themselves royal reporters. Keep exposing the incompetence, the made-up sources, and the constant unseriousness. It's long overdue." See, the thing is that they know they're lying. So when you keep on repeating lies over and over again, it may not be the same lie, but as long as it's lie, I don't know. And there's some people they will get who will believe them. And at the same time, I think they're getting more people to do more investigation, to research and find out that they are lying, and get more people to like Harry and Meghan at the same time. Okay, a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex told Newsweek the unnamed sources. Okay, the same thing I just read from the previous tweet. Okay, let's pause that. Exactly, because I'm not I think that's the B word here, was found. 0 sources, 0 names, 0 faces, all made up BS. What did this say here?
Reports of bitches talking shit in these streets came flooding in early this morning, but when I arrived on the scene, not a bitch was found.
Not a B was found. Which lie are they spreading now? Alright, so that's that. Let's leave this alone. Alright, this I saw tonight. Okay, I think it's all and the squad are retweeting it. I may have it again on PYTE when I do a video for PYTE. And I think this is old. I think it's old, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, yet when Meghan launched as ever, the vapid UK media act like this was so out of left field for her. They were frothing at the mouth, spewing nonsense. The UK media doesn't do any research. They ignore facts and just lie. No respect for truth, no ethic. I don't know how long ago was this. Any date below here? No. 27 seconds.
I have been that go-to girl for years from my friends who they ask for travel advice or food advice, and I would always share those things on Twitter and Instagram, but it just felt like it was time to really have a space to share all of those loves. So yes, I appreciate it. It's definitely more of a lifestyle site than a blog or just some other actress thing, as you know, as you were saying. So yes. I'm happy that you're enjoying it. It's only been 3 weeks, so it's really cool. I have been that go-to.
So this is all. I think that's the TIG. Alright. Alright. So you might see this again on another video for PYTE, because I think I added, because a lot of squaddies were retweeting it for Mother's Day and things like that. Alright, let me pause this. Oh, I think they research to the 9th degree and then report the complete opposite or just outright lie. Yeah, I think so too. There is no one in this world more scrutinized than Meghan Sussex. Yes, they just bypass the truth and report lies. And the thing is that there's no consequences. Okay? Like for instance, Ipso in the UK, that was supposed to be the watchdog to a certain degree, in my humble opinion, for things like this, for the newspapers, for I don't know, things like that, I guess. But there's no consequences. The thing is that many of the people who run Ipso are the same group, okay, who used to do lies on the newspaper, and then they're not doing that post anymore. They go to Ipso and they watch their buddies lie, and then they turn a blind eye. This is whatever their buddies vote is not hurting about that particular person. This is one of the reasons why when Harry was in the UK, he stopped going to Ipso. Because every time he made a complaint about things that was being written about him, they said completely like Harry's crazy or something. And then Harry stopped going to them. And then he goes to the court. And then some of the derangers keep on saying, oh, why he keeps on going to the court? Why he's... Because Ipso ignore him. So they know. There's no consequences. All right, exactly. And then, okay, if people, regular people, they lie about regular people, they know those people don't have enough money to take them to court. That's why. Okay, exactly. Telling lies is the UK superpower. Lies, UK media, research, respect, truth, ethics. Okay, they lie about Meghan in order to cover up for lazy, talentless Kate Middleton and many other things too. Alright, they lie about Meghan. Okay. Hey, no, but don't care. There is nothing else to attack her with. I agree with you 100%. They are a whole bunch of liars. She is really gorgeous, smart, and articulate. Alright. So that was one group of tweets that I have. Now I'm going to another group of tweets. What is that? Okay. Alright. So the squad were making reference to crowd size. Okay. Something must have been, you know what? Let's just add it with this video. Okay, 2 years ago, celebrating 10 years of Invictus Games at St. Paul's Cathedral in London, when we came out of the service, the crowds that had built up outside was just insane, and the media, OMG, people shouting how much they love Prince Harry. I will never forget this day, there's the heart here, the amount of love and emotions that filled that church as the Spencer family were embracing Harry, and how proudly they looked on at him, and the stories that the veterans and their families shared. There were a few tears for sure. All right, so it is 8 seconds. They're coming out from the church. You could see the crowds over here. Let me go through it like this. All right, so I don't have to keep making screenshots. You see all of this? Okay, there's all of that, the crowd. So that's someone. Oh wow, look at it. All here. I think Kate, the last time I remember recording, Kate went out. I don't know what she was doing. And there were no crowd. The majority of the people that were around her were probably securities or random people minding their own business. So this was a way to show the different crowd sizes that the Harry create, even though it was 2 years ago. All right, this was such a beautiful day, and I was so proud of our Harry as always. I recorded it. You guys could go on PYTE or probably our Port of Pew service. Yeah, Harry went and talked to the people. There were people who were vacationing to London, and while they were there, they stopped by and talked to Harry. I think from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. This was the perfect ending to a beautiful beginning. Start with him by embraced by his Spencer family, and ended with public's embrace. There's the loving eyes. It was so lovely to see. The crowd barriers had a purpose. She is so funny. That's true, because the others, they be putting the barriers, nobody's there. If you know, you know. That's why. All right, it was an awesome sunny day. Many people I know who they said Prince Harry is truly loved, and the cheers from groups of people in the crowds, and they were glad to see him in person, smiling even from a distance. Okay, I'm definitely going to Birmingham, my hometown. It is, and so excited. All I heard was the boos. Please, people hate them. Okay, if you think so. I'm not even gonna finish this. Let me not waste time. All right, let's go to the next tweet. You could read the rest. Sorry if you are one of those I didn't read. You know what? Let me read it. Because I usually see some people thanking me for reading their tweet. All right, the last one is an ad. So, this event clearly shook the royal family, especially as it happened so close to home, despite narratives and polls suggesting they remain more popular. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. The last one below, it's an ad. UK media. All right. Meghan posts a birthday photo of her son. Cue the outrage. Meanwhile, the royal family PR machine churn out stage portrait daily, and that's dignified. The masses off. You just hate her. GBNews. All right. I think I covered that as well. Oh my God. I hope I didn't record this and then I didn't edit.
Meghan Markle. She shared unseen photographs of Prince Archie to mark his 7th birthday. You must be thrilled.
Delighted, Andrew. This one's actually quite sweet. This is Prince Harry we're looking at with baby Archie on his chest with a little, blanket on him. And I will point out that a lot of men do these pictures now with their tops off. He's kept his top on, so we can be thankful for that, Andrew. Mercifully. He's not that attention-seeking.
No, mercifully. He probably considered it.
And the Duchess of Sussex has shared a rare glimpse into her family life in California. They're becoming less rare, though. They're not really rare anymore, are they?
She's desperate to make some money, because there's no more money to be made out of cashing in and exploiting and trading in on the royal family. Trashed from high to high heaven.
I wonder if there's a little bit of a rift there between Meghan and Harry on this whole issue. I imagine Meghan would show their faces if it were up to her. I reckon Harry, with all his anti-media stuff, probably is the one saying, no, we can't. So she's pushing a little closer, isn't she?
She certainly is. Well, let's talk to the royal commentator, Richard Palmer. Richard, here we go again. This Meghan Markle woman who cleared off to America so she could be an ordinary private citizen. Yet again.
This Meghan Markle, God, baggage for you. The way they disrespect Meghan, oh my God.
Trying to monetize her royal connection, her son, who is a prince who's in line to the throne.
Yeah, sixth in line to the throne, but unlikely ever to undertake official duties on behalf of whichever monarch is on the throne by the time he reaches 18 or 20, into his 20s, I'd say. I think it does irritate many people that you don't see their... Okay, you see Archie's face there when he's a tiny little baby, but in the last few years they've taken the view that they don't want to show their children's faces. Beatrice and Eugenie do it with their children as well, and I think the public get irritated by members of the royal family who want it always. I think the Duke and Duchess of Sussex would say that the reason they do it is that they are the most trolled couple in the world, and there are some sick people out there who, particularly now with AI, would make mischief with frontal pictures of their children, and I would say there's plenty of truth to that. There are people, actually quite cynical people, who make money out of doing YouTube channels suggesting that they're not really their children, and you see similar people. You see people making similar unfounded claims about the Wales children as well. So I think you can understand it up to a point, but it just seemed weird that they want their children to be Prince and Princess, HRHs, in line to the throne, have sort of kept open the possibility of them one day doing official royal duties.
Oh my God!
Which, as I said, I don't think is going to happen. But then the public don't even see their children's faces.
Well, quite. Richard, how are they doing on the old business front? I'm just having a little browse of Meghan's as ever sort of gift shop that she's got online, selling everything from candles to rosé wine and jams and spreads. Is that going great guns or less so? Any idea?
I think there've been ups and downs. I mean, I take a different view than I think a lot of royal reporters do in the national press at the moment. I think they're doing fine, and they've got plenty of money, and to the chagrin of many monarchists, I think that they are sort of getting what they wanted, that sort of half in, half out, unofficially, way that the late Queen said they couldn't have. So I think the demise of their Netflix deal, while the deal has changed and is not as lucrative, they're still doing work with Netflix and other TV channels, TV streamers.
Yeah,
so,
the only one that was really successful was the one where they dished the dirt, wasn't it? And made all sorts of allegations. Richard, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very much, royal commentator Richard Palmer there.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember when the last time I recorded something, because I've heard it before, and I said, they do not know shit about Harry and Meghan's business. They know exactly the same thing that I know, which is absolutely nothing. All right, I'm going through my likes. I think over the weekend, even though I didn't post anything on my community board, I was going through X occasionally and just like some stuff. So I remember JTB put a video out and Erica put a video out. Let me pause and grab these and put them on the list. All right, this video is gonna get slightly longer. I find the two videos that I was looking for, JTB and Erica, is gonna be further down. And I've added more tweets regarding crowd sizes about Harry and Meghan. I think it's because the derangers were saying stuff. I don't know. I think it's because when Kate went out and there were not many people waiting for her and the squad started showing the differences. All right, so I'm done with this video. And the comment here says, that's the same, there's the B word here, who's stalking and following my Harry and Meghan fan account on TikTok. I think I record this. I don't know if I edited already or not. I don't know. All right, so this is another video. I just added that. The haters are in for a rude awakening when they realize there is absolutely nothing that William Macbeth can do to stop Harry and Meghan going where they want, when they want. For once, Matt had a guest with at least one brain cell who point out this obvious fact. It's clear there's a panic that Harry and Meghan are no longer controlled by the firm and that they are so much more interesting than the leftovers. 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
It feels like there has been some little steps over the last couple of years where they have got closer to becoming a half in, half out royals. Have the royal family taken the eye off the ball? They've been busy with the state visit.
Well, there's nothing the royal family can do about it because they are not part of the senior working team of the royal family. This is the hybrid role that Harry sincerely believed was on offer to him before the Sandringham summit, where he says it was taken off the table. You know, and they said service is universal.
Should the royal family step in and say?
And for those who are not familiar with that, with the Sandringham summit, and Harry mentioned it in his book, where he went and you know, they waste his time, and they already print out the deal for him when Harry wanted to change it for 50-50, and that's where the printer thing came about. They claimed that the printer was broken and things like that.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
And then it's all out. They kick him out. So let's continue.
You shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong.
It's a good point. I mean, I think they're out of control. They're out of the control of the royal family. What can the king do? I mean, genuinely, I think obviously when William gets into power, he will be much stronger on making sure that they do not do this to the legacy. But unfortunately, I don't think the king has the chutzpah to be able to put the foot down here.
What kind of nonsense is she talking about? William is gonna put his foot down. They cannot do it. Meanwhile, there's Charles here, and Charles still can't control Harry and Meghan. Who the hell William think he is? What kind of a thing is that? There was some other things that I saw coming out. The squad were talking about. What was it? I had to go search for this because the squad were putting different things out. I don't know if this had anything to do with that. Charles has always been afraid of William. That's why Willy, as a boy, could bully and knock Charles upside the head and receive 0 discipline for it. Sad. Alright? So there's that. Physically. And then he's smiling. I think this is why the squad put this out. Because of this nonsense this woman is saying. As if William has authority over somebody else, some being. Please. the thing is that Harry, I think, could actually beat up William physically, and the physical aspect. The only reason I think Harry didn't do, remember the dog bowl situation? The only reason I think Harry didn't retaliate, one, because the establishment will always back up William. Even though William started, once William opened his mouth, say something, and then they were gonna blame Harry for it. Oh, look what Harry did to William, this and that. Second is that he just don't want any issues with him. That's why Harry did not retaliate. But if you put them in a ring and for everybody to see who could win that fight, it would be Harry. And also, let's not forget the hierarchy of things. Harry is a royalist. I don't know if he still is, but he is a royalist. He respects the establishment the way it was. I don't know if he still does, but he respects the hierarchy of things. He respected, and because William is higher than him within the establishment, he respected William for that. But William is taking full advantage of his position because he knows there is no consequences. He will not be punished. All right, but let me move this back a little bit. I went off a little bit.
Not to do this to the legacy, but unfortunately I don't think the king has the chutzpah to be able to put the foot down
I don't
here.
think Charles nor William can stop them doing it. I mean, you're right, they're not out of control, but they are out of the control of Charles and William. They're doing what they want to do, and nobody can tell them. He was here in September, of course, did a week of engagements in September, which was really,
and it felt like a royal visit,
and
Simon.
It was look at what you're missing, because he's really, really good at it. And he still doesn't believe that there should be, one or the other. There can be a hybrid. I mean, I don't think there's much that we don't know how much contact there is between Charles and Harry. Anyway, we're pretty sure there's nothing between Harry and William. Charles has got enough on his plate. He loves Harry. He wants there to be reconciliation there, but I don't think he's in a position, or he wants to tell Harry what to do. In terms of the foreign tours, I don't know how many they're going to do. Maybe one a year, maybe two.
No, I think it's going to be more.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that genuinely, we had Bronte on the other week who spent a bit of time with them down in Australia, and she was giving quite a lot away. She was like hinting that this is the direction that they are going. I just wonder whether the palace have been concentrating so much on this state visit, so much on Andrew, that they're taking the eye off the ball onto Sito.
This woman cancel herself out. You have a king right now, okay, who is Harry's father. He can't do anything. He can't stop Harry. But yet you're saying when the brother become king, he's the one who's going to stop Harry? I think it was somewhere here. Let's see.
The king do? I mean, genuinely. I think, obviously, when William gets into power, he will be much stronger on making sure that they do not do this to the legacy. And
let's not forget as well, it's William's fault that the situation that we are in right now, to a certain extent, because it was him who refused the 50-50. He hired Simon Case. Is it Simon Case? Okay. To write the thing for him. And this is the most stupid. It depends how you want to see it. Because if he had worked out for him, William, if the situation had worked out well for William, you will say that was brilliant. But because it backfired, that's the stupidity of it. Because he put it in writing. He hired Simon Case. Simon Case, it seems like, you may not like his stance on things. They hire him because I think he knows the law very well, the UK law. He knows it very well. So William hired the best in the UK right now to make sure Harry does not have a way back in to the institution as a working royal. And then Simon Case did his thing. We may not like it, but if you look at it in the sense of a hierarchy, okay, hierarchy of things within the system in the UK, Harry is below William. So William, who is higher than Harry, who's pretty much next in line to the throne, he hires Simon Case to make sure his brother does not have a way back in as working royal. Put it in writing. So he did. And that went to court. I forgot how that went because I think it was mentioned in court. Look at this screenshot here. It's William who kicked Harry out and then put it in writing. The printer wasn't working. Harry said he wanted 50-50, but the institution claimed either you all in or all out. There's no 50-50. And Harry and Meghan wanted a clear understanding of their exit, from my point of view, based on the Oprah interview. The institution wanted to create like a gray area to a certain extent where the royals, the establishment could come back and say, this is not what we said and that's not what we meant, where they could easily, recollection may vary, this type of thing. But I think Harry and Meghan wanted a definite answer, whether you want us completely out or do you want to work with us with the 50-50.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
Maybe, perhaps this is why William hired Simon Case to put it in writing. But when Harry asked to edit it, to remove the all out, put the 50-50, that's where they say the printer is not working. So it become the final answer where they all out, which have worked for the advantage of Harry and Meghan. Okay, so maybe that was the discussion there when Harry and Meghan insist there is a clear understanding whether we do the 50-50 or we all out. So I think the palace was trying to create some sort of a blur area, but Harry and Meghan did not accept that. They wanted a definite answer so they could move on with their life. And then perhaps this is what, when they put it in writing, they all out, which was, in my humble opinion, William's way by hiring Simon Case. And then when Harry said, I thought I wanted 50-50. Can you put 50-50? I'm just saying. I don't know if this is the way Harry said it. But it was very clear to many of the Sussex squad that Harry and Meghan wanted 50-50, where part of the year Harry will do work for the monarchy, and then the rest he will do his own endeavor, his own work, separate from the institution. So, yeah, that's all. Let's get back to the original recording. So if they had choose 50-50, this is where the institution could have control of Harry. They will want to know what Harry was gonna do, 6 months from whenever. Which time, which part of the year will Harry will be working, and which part of the year he will not be working for the institution. And then they will make sure to know everything in advance. There will be so much sabotaging and Harry's private things. It would have been a mess. So William put it in writing, kick him out, and it come out perfect for the Sussexes. Alright, so that's that. I'm not even gonna go in the comments. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, now I'm already 29 minutes. What is this about? So that's the thing where he's hitting Charles, and Charles is afraid of William. Because I think William have been very physical with Charles, and Charles is afraid of him for that. Prince Harry joined us at the InterEdge Summit and spoke openly and honestly about his own mental health. He turned down a speaker's fee because he said the cause mattered to him. It always a quiet, unpublicized gesture that says the most. Thank you, Harry. Steve Banner. Alright, so he refused to get paid for it. So, okay, 3 years as a Lifeline ambassador, and I still feel the weight of this conversation every time. 9 Australians take their lives every day. Wow. More than twice the world toll. 75% of them are men. 2 weeks ago, Prince Harry joined us at the InterEdge Summit in Melbourne and spoke openly and honestly about his own mental health. He turned down a speaker fees because he said the cause mattered to him. It's always the quiet, unpublicized gesture that says the most. Thank you, Harry. So he did it for free. I didn't post this on my community board. Alright, that's really commendable. But the Sussexes don't need to justify or explain to anyone what they earn, how they earn it, or what they do on these trips. Whether it's charitable or business, they shouldn't be restricted by these pocket watchers. So who was asking for it? I thought this was put out there voluntarily. I don't know. Alright, so we're back to the crowd size. There's the squad putting more videos out about Harry's crowd size. Okay, the overshadowing effect. Early in Harry and Meghan's marriage, their electric public reception reportedly created friction. The Wells can't stand their increasingly popularity. It wasn't a joke. Alright, 26 seconds. Let's go over it really quickly like this. Okay, just look at the people who were waiting to see them. The crowd size. Alright. Harry is out waiting for Meghan on the other side, and Meghan went to speak to someone, one of the people there. There it is, a child. That's nice. She probably will remember this forever. That's the connection Meghan has with the people. Okay, so that's that. Let me read. Okay, whatever is here. Notice how Harry waits for Meghan to join him and they walk up together to greet the lady. Toby will have just walked forward, leaving his wife to catch up. That is true. That is true. Or he will be like, chop, chop, hurry up. That's what the whole problem was. People loved the Sussexes. William and Kate got jealous of it and started leaking nasty lies to the media, then plotted to drive them out. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. It's talking about making reference to crowd size. I think that's a video as well. Okay, so that was during the 10-year anniversary of the Invictus, the day that the Londoners defined the royal family and the UK media BS and showed up en masse for Prince Harry for Diana's son. On the Invictus game 10-year anniversary, while that family displayed its crassness, the Spencers and London showed up for Harry. Almost 2 minutes. Let's see. Okay, I'm muted so I could talk. Alright, so that there's Harry coming out. See all these people. Oh my goodness. And then I think after that, I think that's when he went to, was it Germany or something? No walkabout plan, but British public showed up anyway. Yep. Hopefully there's no music.
Nice to meet you.
I think it was too that we heard some people came to on vacation. Barcelona, there it is, Barcelona. So look at all these people, the crowd. Alright, so that's that. I'm not gonna go in the comments. I'm already past 30 minutes. Another video again. Oh no, it's a tweet. That's when they went to Australia. William and Kate are lazy, incredibly so, And I think there was a real anger about the photos coming out of Australia. That being said, the reason they are out and about now is because they are going to disappear for most of the summer. I mean, I could understand. Summer's there, you enjoying vacation with the kids. I could understand that part. But during the school year, that's a different story. The laziness, I don't know. Expect a bump now and a serious engagement or two before they show up at Wimbledon. It's been a predictable cycle for over a decade, and the press decide things have really changed this time just for them to disappear for weeks again. And I think there were pictures that were coming out where William went to a football match overseas. I don't know if it's overseas, but outside of the country. Okay? And then Charles was doing something, and there were all the older royals were there. And I think that's another thing that the squad were talking about. And I don't have that on my list. Well, maybe I do. I just don't remember. Expect a bump now and a serious engagement or two before they show up at Wimbledon. It's been a predictable cycle for over a decade, and the press decide things have really changed this time just for them to disappear for weeks again. William and Kate are only doing engagement now because Harry and Meghan's Australia tour was a success, and people are realizing if Harry and Meghan can be invited to a country, highlight causes and amazing work being done in those countries without taxpayers' funding, the whales are lazy. And it should bring a warning sign to them. You better do something. And there's a lot of things, especially the video that Meghan did with the two guys in Australia. It highlights a lot of stuff from Australia, from the TV show, the cartoon, and things that the gifts that they gave Meghan. All these highlight things from Australia. William and Catherine were scheduled for Australia trip in late 2026 when the very angry Harry and Meghan, decided to come here earlier to upstate. Oh, please. I think Harry and Meghan's trips usually plan maybe a year ahead. That's the beauty of these things. The royal family do not know what Harry and Meghan are doing. But these type of things, when Harry and Meghan are visiting different countries, going different places, these things usually plan ahead. It's leading up to. They probably will start making things public, what they feel is necessary for the public. But this type of things, I think, are prepared maybe a year in advance. Oh, God. Just, okay, you could pause and finish with this. Actually, no, that's not true, Ellen. Okay, June and July are the busiest months for the royals because they have Trooping the Color, Royal Ascot, Wimbledon, so we see William and Kate a lot because they have to attend these events. But the visit to Italy being focused on charity work tells everything about how it's influenced by Harry and Meghan's Australia visit. Okay, I don't know anything about the Italian visit. Looking at her hands, feet, and weight, I will guess that Willy is mentally ill. We don't know, okay? We don't know. So I'm just going to leave this as that. We don't know if she's mentally ill. And can only manage so much time outside. Then I remember she was always lazy as hell and even quit her fake jobs in her 20s. They have at least a week's planned holiday off in just 2 weeks' time, as it's the school half term, and William and Kate are still refusing to work during the 20 weeks annual school holidays. All right, let's leave that alone. More things about crowds, Harry and Meghan. And then, okay, 3 more after that. Okay, did I put this twice? I think I did. Okay, so there's this here. Les Miserables, Kate and Willy. They can't even fake being the happy couple anymore. Now they're most likely pointing the fingers at each other. Quote, no, it's your fault. You're the one who wanted Harry and Meghan gone, and now it's all on us to save the unsalvageable monarchy. Yeah, I told you, they don't want William in particular. Made sure Harry was out. While the miserable pair, they keep trying to fake it, but recently it looks as if they finally faced the fact that their acting skills are not up to par and no one is falling for it, so they're giving up. just for now. And the other thing as well, maybe, I don't know, to a certain extent, maybe William does not want to become the king or whatever, because they've been in there. They probably think it's easy outside the palace wall because of Harry and Meghan make the work look so easy and fun, but there's a lot of preparation that takes place, and Harry and Meghan are involved in those preparation. Just for now, they'll go back to pretending again. What else is there for them to do? They are not going to suddenly fall in love with each other and they refuse to get divorced or at least get separated. Yes, they will go back to pretending, and it's them that will continue to live a miserable life. They are both damaged goods and deserve each other and deserve all the misery that karma gives them for all the harm they have done to Harry and Meghan. Bullseye. Hypertension. Okay, that's an ad. Let's go to the next one. The miserable. All right, so this is the part with Erica, and then I have another one, and that'll be my last one. For that will be JTB. Let's see, what are they talking about. Pause. Okay, so there's no caption. Let's listen. 1 minute and 34 seconds.
So it was brought to my attention that there's a Q&A session going on X right now concerning Paul Saunders, who so nicely told people, hey, any questions about Invictus, come talk to me, and the Rangers are crashing out. So one of the biggest offenders is thing 1 of thing 1 and 2. Actually, I apologize. This is thing 2. Thing 1 I've already dragged for filth. This is thing 2. So thing 2, I think it's not fair that you're asking Paul all these questions and nobody's able to ask questions of you. So I sure do hope you answer these questions on your very popular YouTube channel, because I heard I'm a hit over there. So anywho, let's start with the questions, all right? I hope you answer them. Woohoo! Number 1, why are you fucking that lady's husband, and why have you been fucking him for 6 years?
What?
Number 2, does he not want to divorce his wife and be with you? Number 3, if he wants to divorce his wife and be with you, then why hasn't he changed his Wikipedia to reflect so? Number 4, you said that your boyfriend was loaded, so I looked him up. Who the fuck is this guy? Number 5, I'm so sorry, these are a lot of questions. If this guy is so loaded, then why haven't he moved you and your sister out of your parents' home? Number 6, did your parents exploit you? Were you and your sister supposed to be the next Ashley and Mary Kate, but then they found out you guys are not talented, so they just said, fuck it, just live with us? And the last question, why is it that 2 loser ass bitches close to 50 are defending 2 dead people? What are you getting out of this?
I don't want to mess with Erica.
I hope those get answered. Bye.
Oh
Hi, everyone.
I didn't know this was. That's what this was all about. Oh my God. I don't want to mess with Erica. Clark, I mean, since we're asking questions, we all got questions. Oh my God. I completely blanked everything on X over the week. I saw it, I just liked it, and then, because whenever I see anything with Erica, JTB, Martin, some other people who are on X, and the squad usually bring them on, some squaddies who are on TikTok, and they put it on X. The moment that I see that thing, I just like, even though I don't listen. Oh my, I didn't know it was all about that. I literally went and searched for it to put it on the list. Okay, let's see here. Clacked. I mean, since we're asking questions, we all got questions. Erica exposed them for the loser field that they are. Boyfriend is loaded, yet you still live with your parents by lying. There's the B here. There's the laugh here. Ashley and Mary Kate. LOL. You mean Brittany and Tiffany Wilson? White chicks. Oh, Beverly Hillbillies. Those 2 tampon twins stay. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm sorry. This probably sound annoying to you guys. It's the names, the wordings, the way the squad are putting that wording. Okay, some of these are from movies, okay? White Chicks and Beverly Hillbillies, but she put Hillbillies. All right. Ashley and Mary Kate, you guys should know these twins. From Full House. LOL, you mean Brittany and Tiffany Wilson, White Chicks, or Beverly Hillbillies? Those 2 tampon twins, stay trying to repackage false narrative in regard to Harry and Meghan. Rich or poor, what man wants a tampon that's more obsessed with another man and his wife than him? Shaking my head. I know who the boyfriend is. I used to sneak and watch the show he was on as a kid. I thought that all those years he will have more than $800,000. There's that. Wow. Okay, Hush. Yeah, I gotta love our girl Erica. Will always be a legend. I am liking her more and more every time I see her on here. I don't have a TikTok. I know. I'm not on TikTok. I don't plan on being on TikTok. Had thanks to answer any of these questions yet. Great. Okay, is that a comment? No. Great read. These women are washed-up wannabe actresses that had to come back to Portland after a failed attempt at Hollywood, attempt at crappy cooking show, side check of washed-up actor, divorces dog mom, and can only get engagement by writing of Meghan. She ate their ass up, I'm telling you. Okay, so this is JTB, and that'll be my last tweet for this video. I might record another one. That's JTB here. Cookie and Cream looks adorable. These girls are smart, funny, ambitious, and already moving like tiny CEOs. Executive produced by Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, through Archwell Production and directed by Alyssa Namia. Okay, that'll be it after this.
Alright everyone, come join me in watching the trailer for Cookie Queens, the upcoming documentary, executive produced by Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, through Archwell Productions. The film was directed by Alyssa Namias and produced by the team at Dweck Productions. All I have to say, these girls are so cute, sharp, ambitious, savage, and completely in their boss era. They're serving confidence, hustle, and tiny CEO energy all at once. The trailer looks incredibly charming, funny, and genuinely heartwarming. And without further ado, let's watch the trailer.
Does everyone know what?
Okay, I'm gonna stop it now because I can't even show the thing properly. I'm moving it really quickly. I may have the trailer in another video. I took a lot of screenshots to be able to share it with you with the audio. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Alright, so that's that. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that is it. Okay, in my next video, when I start, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my weekend a little bit. I went for Mother's Day. Maybe I'll share some pictures. I didn't take a lot of pictures. On Saturdays, I went bowling with the kids and went to eat because the weather was not that great on Saturday, but it was gonna be nice on Sunday. So I switched it up a little bit. We did on Saturday what we were supposed to do for Mother's Day. And then on Mother's Day, we went hiking. Okay? So that's that. Thanks for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally,